Well, hello everyone and welcome back. So the big day has arrived. We've got the mini digger here and we can start to sort of do the final levelings and what have you of this lower plot. And once I've done that, I can get some more beds in. I can get the frame up for the polytunnel. So much more I can do then. But that's the first pile moved to go in between the walls over there as a ramp up into the upper plot. So happy days. So the next job we've got to do is put some weed control fabric over the gravel in these beds. So if you watched the video a few weeks back where we backfilled these with rubble and then put pea gravel on top, so we put the weed control fabric on now, and it isn't to stop the weeds, it's to stop the soil getting washed down into the gravel and blocking it. And the weed control fabric we're going to use is a real cheap stuff that lets water pass through it easily. If you use the more expensive stuff that you would put under paths and things, it doesn't allow water to pass through so readily. So that's the next job, and then we can get this pile of soil fed into the beds bit by bit, raking it out after each bucket load that goes in, pulling out all the stones and weeds and sticks and things like that, so that we can get a nice friable soil in there to grow carrots and parsnips, things like that. Well, that was a productive few hours. So the raised beds are filled. The big pile of soil that was there is now gone, but it started to rain, and it's not forecast. It's meant to be staying dry, and it's that really fine drizzle that soaks you to the skin, which I'm not worried about, but I'm more worried about chewing the ground up more than I have to with the machine. And a lot of you are probably wondering about soil compaction, and yeah, it is going to compact the soil a bit, but it isn't a particularly big machine, and to move all of this by hand, the pile wouldn't have been too bad, but to dig that ramp out by hand would have been pretty difficult, and then to scrape all of this back and try and level it off so that this gets filled in a bit and what have you would be quite difficult with a spade. And it's about time as well. We've got the house to do, we've got renovating to do, we've got to work, we've got to earn a living, we've got school runs and all the stuff that everybody else has to do, as well as get this vegetable plot sorted. So we opted to use the machine again, and if there is a problem with ground compaction, or even if there isn't, what I'm probably going to do is broad fork the bed areas once we've got this leveled off. What I say, broad fork, I haven't actually got a broad fork. I'll used to use a normal garden fork, but you know what I mean. I will just loosen the soil slightly where the beds are going to be, whack some compost down in there, put the compost on the top, make the beds. And I don't think it's going to be a huge issue. This soil has been moved around so much in the last couple of years. I mean, it came from the building site, 90 tonne we had dropped over the fence, and that's what all of this is. So it's been moved around so much over the last couple of years. What we're doing here is just a bit more, and then it'll all settle down. So that's the plan. I think we're going to go inside, see what the weather does for a bit, have a brew, and we'll come back out a bit later. If it does keep drizzling like this, what I'm probably going to do is leave it for the rest of today, come back out tomorrow. We've got the machine for up to a week if we need it, although I have only got until Wednesday off work. So, and today is Saturday. Yeah, Saturday. But my raised beds are filled. Mega. So I can now get them sorted out a bit and start sowing parsnips and carrots directly into the soil. Fantastic. what a day. It's been a gorgeous day. I don't know what time it is now, probably about 3:30. But it's really been quite warm. I've seen some bees. I've seen a butterfly as well. Peacock butterfly flying about. Obviously this warm weather's woken things up, and just hope it doesn't get cold now and kill them all. But there we go. So this area is now pretty much level. So that's now prepped for putting the foundation tubes in for the polytunnel. And then I can get the frame up, make the beds inside, grow in those beds without a cover through the summer. And then probably put the cover on in the autumn when some of those beds are clear. And that's just a way of spreading the cost, because the cover's going to be about 150, 180 quid, so you know, all adds up. These two holes here are for IBC containers, and I'm gonna put them in the ground about 8 inches or so a foot, because they're going to be dip tanks, so it's going to be easier to get the watering can in, and they're going to be lower, so the guttering can be lower on the polytunnel, and then I can collect more water, more surface area, more water. So 2 IBCs at this end of the polytunnel, and that's because this end's north, so they won't cast a shadow into the tunnel itself. But really starting to take shape now. Oh, and the raised beds, wow. Look at that. It's like compost, this soil. It's amazing. It's really good stuff. And it all came out of this here, this bank. When there used to be 3 big conifer trees there. You can still see the stump of one of them, and a privet hedge. And I pulled it all out so that we made this one plot. And all that was what the hedge was growing in. It's a fantastic growing medium. Needs a bit more work, but once it's done, it'd be great for growing carrots and parsnips. So it's like there's a family out having fun. Right, well, thank you very much for watching, guys, and I hope you've enjoyed the video. We've certainly enjoyed making it. If you have, please hit the like button. Please click the bell icon so that you get notified of upcoming videos, and subscribe, of course. And we'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.